Today, I want to talk about something that I was reading on Reddit. It was an interesting discussion, and the question was, is it okay for your boss to contact you during your time off? So let's talk about that today. I don't think there's a black and white answer to this question. The answer probably is, it depends. Now, we work in Lit support, so for us, I think it's appropriate to be contacted in case of emergency. We always dealing with rush jobs, unpredictable things happen, and sometimes when you're away on vacation and during your time off, your input may be required. Maybe something odd happening with the project, maybe a new project started and a consultation is needed on best practices. In that case, we could consider that as an emergency and say, yeah, if an emergency comes up, it is okay to contact an employee during time off if their input is going to be very important. But at the same time, we may need to define emergency a little bit better. One place I used to work at, we had emergencies every day, every day around like 4 p.m., maybe 5, somebody runs up to me, oh my God, Nikolai, we have an emergency, we got this job, we got to get this done, can you stay late, we got to do this, we got to do that. And it was getting so out of hand that I was working until like 8, 9 p.m. pretty much every day. That's when I would leave the office, before working from home. And at that point, I'm like, okay, you got to stop with this emergency. This is not an emergency. That's poor project management, poor planning, overcommitting to a project. All of those things, none of them considered to be an emergency. I wind up actually quitting that job because I got so tired of it. So emergencies come up once a month, maybe twice a month. That's an emergency when it's okay to bother an employer. Every day is not an emergency. What if you're not in Lit support and you have a, normal job for whatever that is? I think you have to consider your relationship to your employer. Everyone has sort of a relationship based on how you communicate, how you respond to each other's requests. Do you have a very fixed shifts and fixed schedule, or do you have this relationship where you could call up your boss and say, hey, I'm going to drop off my car at the mechanic this morning. I'm going to be a few hours late. And they're like, yeah, no problem, all good, Maybe you say, oh, I have to go to a school's PTA meeting because they have some announcement. Is it okay if I leave early? And again, they're going to be flexible and say, yeah, no problem. Take care of, do what you got to do. Your kid is sick. All right, sure. With that in mind, you may need to extend same flexibility to your employer. Right? If they have an emergency project or they need to call you about something, well, you shouldn't freak out about it. It shouldn't be like, oh no, this is my personal time. No one should be doing this and this. If there is a question about a project or something you may be helpful of, it's fine. You can take a phone call, take a few minutes out of your personal time. Now, there's some jobs where there is an expectation that you take a laptop with you everywhere and you bring it on your vacation and you start logging in and working. Not talking about that at all. That is way over the top. That is not, reaching out to employee for like a question or things like that. That's literally asking someone to work during vacation time. And that is unacceptable unless it's for a very short period of time and it is an absolute emergency. So at the end of the day, I don't think there's one answer you can apply. You really have to figure out what your relationship is to your work. You want it to be flexible, you have to extend the flexibility. Do you do it first or do they do it first? Complicated question. But my opinion is everyone should extend some flexibility to your employer because that's what we want to receive back. So let me know your thoughts on this in the comment section below. Don't forget to follow on LinkedIn, subscribe on YouTube, and I will see you in another video.